We don't have to kiss. Oh, not again.
How many times am I gonna have to tell you this?
You have all the good characteristics and only like just a few of the bad ones. Short answer, no. Long answer, no.
Hot take, hot take.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Today we're doing a Q&A, just kind of...
With the cool cats and kittens.
I lost my train of thought.
Okay, we're
just
doing a Q&A.
Just to touch up on life.
Yeah, catch up.
Catch up on life. My brain is not working, guys.
Did you say touch up?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
So I am 7 weeks postpartum as of yesterday. Brewer is 7 weeks old.
I feel like he should be like 7 months.
He'll be 2 months. Is it next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Holy cannoli.
In the grand scheme, 2 months sounds like a long time. It's truly not a long time.
No.
Like he's still so fresh and we're still in that newborn stage. Trying to find our new normal. But without further ado, let's dive into some questions, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. When will Hunter trim his beard? Lots of those questions.
I know.
Well, first
everybody
of all,
is asking about the beard.
right. So what made you decide to grow it out?
I've always wanted a long beard, and I couldn't have one when I was at the fire department. I think it was last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't remember. Anyway, I decided to grow it, and then for whatever reason, I don't know, I was just like, oh, I'm just not going to cut it.
2 years ago you decided?
No, like 2 months ago, probably.
Okay.
Because I was keeping it like close, you know, like
Yeah.
a normal beard or whatever. And then I was just like, I've always wanted a long beard, but I didn't ever think I could grow one. So I was like, oh,
Because you had
I'll
like
try
bald
it.
spots for a long time too.
Yeah, which I still do. It's really thin right here on both sides, but whatever.
So when are you going to cut it?
I don't know. I told you that I was going to cut it when Brewer turned 1. But I don't know.
That's a long time.
I don't know if I'll make it that far.
Oh,
Because, like, it's growing pretty fast.
yeah.
So, like, it would be pretty long by then.
I've always said I don't want you to have a long one.
I would love to have a long one. However, if I let it grow that far, like, I don't know if I would cut it off. You know what I mean?
I would cut it in
Like,
your
it would
sleep.
be the thing that I would just have forever.
And then I could cut it in your sleep. What?
You're so
I just
funny.
can't kiss you.
You can.
No, I cannot.
Why?
Not like kissy kiss because of your
But you like the way
period.
it smells.
I love the way it smells. See, it's making you even sniffly.
We don't have to kiss. I'm just kidding.
My jaw just popped. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, you look nice with it, but
Honestly, I'll probably let it grow, and then, like, in the springtime, I'll probably cut it off.
yeah, you're gonna look different. And when you cut it off, I might be like, "Ew, you're right back out."
Yeah.
Not ew.
I don't want
but-
to see your face. It's hideous.
No.
That's kind of what I'm honestly thinking. Like, when it's cold outside, I'll have it long and then cut it. Give me something to do every year if I did it that way.
Yeah.
Which I started kind of early this year.
Okay. Is the goal to braid it?
That would be gnarly. I like when you put it in the ponytail.
No.
Like, way down here.
No.
It's got to be long, though, to do that, or it don't look good, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
That was a long beard topic.
We just never talked about it.
Yeah.
And you're just like growing it.
Yeah.
People are
We do
noticing
have a
it.
lot of, like, questions about it.
Yeah. Dream car. My dream car is a Lincoln Navigator. Gorgeous cars. Specifically, like if it has like that camel colored interior and then either white on the outside or there's that cream color. The cream color,
yeah.
like tan.
Tannish color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have a little guy joining us in a minute.
Yeah. What's your dream car, though?
The Mustang.
Well, I just mean, like, see, to me, like, that is just kind of temporary. And then there's one day it won't be nice anymore.
The Navigator. Yeah, that's just my dream car for now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But what's
It
your, like,
changes.
dream? What's your actual dream car?
I don't really have one. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to have a baby blue Mustang, like 68 model. Is that the ones I like?
67.
67. We're getting there.
Yeah.
But I don't have to have it.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, God, I love cars.
See, I've been actually looking. I'm like, if I could find one, how could I get you one to surprise you?
A Mustang?
Yeah.
What about a Navigator?
That's too expensive.
They are so entirely too expensive. I drive a Highlander right now and I love it. And I think we'll keep that for a long time.
Yeah.
The only thing is when we travel, the back of the car, we're out of room. And so
We're
we're
going to
like,
have to start strapping stuff to the roof.
we're going to
Whatever.
have to carry some
Yeah.
stuff. Your dream car?
Probably a 66 Lincoln Continental,
Well,
or
probably-
a 67 Mustang, or a 79 Bronco. I want a classic
Broncos.
car. I want a classic car that everybody can fit in. That's my dream car.
Okay.
Anything classic car
That we can all
that
drive.
everybody can ride in.
Okay. How do you balance motherhood and being a wife? And then same goes as fatherhood and being a husband. So how do I balance it?
It's not a balance.
Yeah, it's not. It's just
Parenthood entirely outweighs like marriage.
What do you mean?
Not in the way that you care about it, because like loving you is more important to me. But I'm saying we spend way more time parenting than we do being in a relationship.
But how do you balance that out? Because right now they're so little. So right now our focus is on them. Now, still keeping in mind that we have to put each other first, or we will split. Not actually physically, but in the household. And that's what, like, right now we just constantly remind each other this is just a season. They're only going to be this little for so long. We're going to know them longer as they're adults than we will as them kids, which is so sad because they're so little and pure right now. So having that in my mind, we just know we're getting through this stage of life, but we're not trying to get through it. We're trying to live through it, because it's gonna be gone in a flash. And so we know one day it will just be us again. And that's what's so important, is like, when people, they prioritize, because kids are our priority, so don't mix my words, but we have to prioritize our marriage at the same time, as hard as that could be, because one day when the kids are gone, it's left just us. And I truly believe, like, in today's world, whenever people only prioritize their kids and like they kind of forget about their marriage, when they're empty nesters, that's when kind of problems arise again in the marriage, because they're like, oh, hi, who are you? They like kind of lose each other in that. And so then the divorce rate's high and all this stuff. But obviously, y'all know we are believers, and that helps our marriage so much. Like, just having faith and all that, and praying for each other, and like just having God first helps us kind of figure it out, and then goes on into parenting together too. So if all that made sense. But also, like, we've been taught right now, it's just hard.
The newborn stage with a toddler makes it much harder, because I feel like this one with him is easier than it was with her. But I think that's probably just because we've done it before. But having a 3-year-old makes it challenging.
There's different challenges. And so we haven't really found a groove yet for just time with each other. Like, this is nice. I like sitting and filming these because it gets us talking.
Right. Have intentional time with each other.
Right. Just that you have to make that time, as hard as it is. So even if it's 1 hour of just asking each other questions, like, you don't have to film it, or at night after the kids go to bed, a lot of times we're guilty of, we're so tired, we just want to like lay down and scroll or whatever. And so like putting that away, and we'll talk about future plans and that kind of thing, and that kind of gets us excited and keeps us connected too.
No cap.
Into that, somebody said, what have y'all done to keep your sanity during the newborn stage? So the newborn stage for us, it's been a piece of cake, like him as a baby. We haven't had a lot of struggles we had with Ivy. With Ivy, we already had 2 surgeries before she was 1. Like, there was a lot more that were going into it. He's been easy because we're so focused on our 3-year-old too, because that is a challenging stage right now with her figuring that out. So sanity for that. It is the newborn stage because it's the season we're in, and I think Ivy's getting used to that too. So it's more of all of that. Sometimes we can tell we're losing our cool, just like getting overwhelmed. And so, like, I've told Hunter a few times, I'm like, just go outside, take a breather. You're good. Go. I've got this. And then vice versa. Thankfully, we kind of take turns feeling that way. And so whether that's just, leaving the room for a minute and whatnot. So other than that, like, right now it's been so hot. And so getting out of the house has helped just change our scenery, because we realized...
But it's been hard because it's so hot.
It's so hot. Yeah. We realized if, like, we are not good mentally, like, individually and together, then it makes the day harder to be more patient and all that. And so I personally have been literally praying for the fruits of the Spirit constantly. Patience, joy, kindness, gentleness, self-control, because that is hard right now. And I feel my hormones. I can feel them start tensing up. And I'm like, I gotta leave the room right now.
For sure.
And you've gotten back into reading the Word.
The first few weeks, it was kind of hard. My time in the morning that I used to do every day was like, I would read my Bible, work out, and then I wasn't able to do that for the first few weeks. And that really, I don't want to say like messed me up, but it kind of, I realized it was like I wasn't starting off on the right foot every day. So I got back into reading the Word in the morning. Still not working out in the mornings. Maybe we'll get there eventually. But just that, though, like reading in the morning again has made a big difference for me. Like starting off peaceful. And I have to like remind myself, which I feel like I was good about, and like the newborn stage has like made me not so good about it. It's like every day is like a new day to like start over and not keep tabs from yesterday, which I don't really do that with us. But sometimes with Ivy, I have a hard time. I'm like, oh, not again. you know.
Yeah,
she's the best, but she's just.
We're in the
I can
big
be
feeling stage.
Right. Yeah. And emotional and all. So, and I don't do like emotions very well.
Yeah.
So I have to remember.
And you're a dude too, so
Right.
it's like we are wired differently.
I'm like, what is happening right now?
And so I have to tell him, I'm like, think of me, my emotions. She's not able to control them. I can't control my emotions sometimes. So why do we expect her to be able to?
Yeah.
She's 3. So that kind of thing. Somebody said, is Salty coming back? Why did it stop? When is the podcast coming back? We stopped it when I was pregnant. I stopped it. I just felt, it was like episode 20, and I was just feeling just a pullback on it spiritually. Like I felt like I was about to be walking through a season of pregnancy, obviously, and I was just like, I feel like God's telling me just to close that door for now, like a season or whatever. And so I was just obedient because I just felt like he was preparing me for a season I needed to be like devoted to, and because he has things he wants to teach me and stuff. And so I feel like I'm still in that season.
The podcast for us, especially you, because but we kind of do it together. Podcast is like mentally taxing. Can be
like the production side of it,
right? Yeah. So I feel like we just kind of needed to, like, you were feeling like called away from it for a season, but at the same time I feel like we just needed to kind of get that time, that mental capacity
to prepare for this season we're in.
Yeah. Like I could not imagine.
We were so busy.
Yeah.
Whenever that was going on, and I just felt like that was what I was supposed to do. And so with that said, I'm just praying about when to start it back. If I do feel more and more that it will, I just don't know when.
Yeah.
And I'm just praying about how, like I feel like it might look a little different in the sense of, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm just praying about it of like when to bring it back. Like right now, we're turning it back into the playroom where we were doing the podcast. And so when I start back, like it would just probably be throughout the house because we don't have to have a place. Like I just want to be able to share what the Lord's teaching me. And so I've thought about maybe doing like devotionals or that kind of thing. So I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Tips on getting through laboring at home before hospital. Well, I wasn't prepared to labor at home. Like I didn't even know that's what was happening because if you know, I was going in at midnight to be induced, and my contractions, full labor, like started around like 8 to 9 p.m. And so I was just like, wait, is this really happening? They were just getting consistent, and I was timing them like, am I laboring right now at home? And so knowing what happened, if I wasn't going in at midnight, I wish I could have like kept going.
Yeah.
Because I truly feel like my brain, something switched when I was in the hospital, because remember I was like in such a good mood and I was just like laughing in between contractions, and they were frequent.
Yeah.
But then my head got messed with when my water broke on the toilet. And then they said I was an 8 and there was a lot of blood. And so all of that just like flipped to switch. And then it went into like,
you thought you were about
what
to
the heck is
right
happening?
then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I feel like I just would have kept going. So, okay, tips for doing that? Well, because I don't really know. I mean, I was in so much like, is this happening? Is this happening? But I was on the ball and just breathing through, just really like, whoo.
Yeah.
Is what you're supposed to do. Like get all that air out. Just try to relax your body.
It's the same as if you're laboring in the hospital.
Right.
Really. You just breathe through them. And I say just breathe through them like it's easy, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Right. And for me, like I said, I was already going in at midnight. So I didn't have that thought of like, when do we go in?
Yeah.
Except I did right before, because I'm like, we go in at midnight, but I'm feeling this. So should we go before? And we did go like an hour before I was supposed to be induced. So.
That was a wild day.
I know. Wow.
We were up for like 24 hours.
Advice for young married couples starting off low income. So that was us. We were 18, 19. Married, and we were planning
Devin was in school full time.
I was in school full time. When we were 18, that's when we were saving up for our wedding.
Yeah.
We paid for basically everything ourselves.
Almost all of our wedding,
but we had a lot of help, and like we cut corners where we could, you know.
Like it wasn't extravagant.
Right.
It was a wedding, like a full scale.
Right. But I worked a lot, and he worked in high school, and so all that money I was saving up, and I used my whole savings for the wedding.
We both got jobs when we were 6. Well, you were 15.
Yeah. I think total our wedding ended up being like $7,000.
I don't remember. Like
with the flowers and all that. Yeah. Photography was like the most money, and then flowers. Okay, so paid for our wedding, and then in the midst of this we're like, well, where are we gonna live? How are we gonna afford to live? So we were looking at apartments and all that. So anyways, there was no shopping, there was no, like, we would go to shops and look, and every once in a while I'd buy me a little TJ Maxx candle.
Yeah.
And I just bought things on sale, like to decorate our house.
We bought everything from TJ Maxx.
Or Hobby Lobby, 40% off coupons.
Yeah, right.
All the time.
Everything.
He'd check out with a 40% coupon. I'd be behind him checking out with a 40% coupon.
Yeah.
Just things like that. And that was just to decorate a house, which doesn't even have to happen. But that was like my hobby. Full-time in school, I was on financial aid, so what a blessing is that I did get that paid for. And I went to a community college, so it wasn't like mega bills anyways. And then he was working a lot. We just saved what we could.
We saved what we could, and like I was making $10 an hour.
I mean, we lived paycheck to paycheck now.
Oh, 100%. Like we didn't have a whole bunch of money in savings, so we weren't putting a bunch of money in savings. We were pretty much spending all of our money that we made, but we had to.
Yeah.
But we were like really good and strict about like we didn't really eat out a lot. Like we cooked every day at home.
We meal prepped.
Prepped.
I remember, and even like my friends we talk about it now as, say we went to TJ Maxx and they're like, oh my gosh, that shirt's so cute. I'm like, I can't get it. Or like, I'm not going to get it. Like, I just had to say no to things.
Yeah.
And so in that sense of even if they were all going out to eat, we would maybe eat before or just meet up with them after or whatever. So we weren't tempted to spend that money.
And just small things like you never ever like got your nails done.
Right. Never got my nails. Those are luxury things. Right. And so I never got my hair cut.
No.
I would get it cut once a year it was like a $20 haircut.
Crazy.
Yeah. And you don't know any different at that point. You're just doing what you can. And then I will say, I think we were so happy in that season as well. I don't know, because we didn't find, and we still tried to do that. Like, we don't find our joy in money and things. And that's something we still, to this day, like, obviously our life looks a lot different. But we know that material things
doesn't bring happiness.
It doesn't. And so in that season too, I don't know, we just had each other.
We could rely on each other more than anything. And that was good for us.
Yeah.
I think it was good that we went through that, like, for so many different reasons, honestly. Because, like, now we know, like, everything that we have, like, especially in this job that we do, social media could be taken away.
Yeah.
And
to know, like, we'd be okay if we lost everything we had now. And if we weren't making what we do now and all of that. And if we had kids in that mix, that would have been probably harder.
Oh, for sure.
We did for a little bit. We had Abby.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't making, you were back
at the fire department.
Yeah, that was completely
PTA.
different. Yeah, we were making more then.
Yeah. For 2 years in our marriage, we were struggling.
Yeah.
But it was a good struggle.
Yeah.
We had so much fun.
We sure did.
And that was great. I don't know if that was like tips. Was that giving tips? Oh, so
if you're not married yet, go to the courthouse. Don't have a wedding.
Don't make it about money. Like, your relationship is just, you have each other and everything else is just focused on each other.
That was one of the reasons that I'm glad that we had that season, is because
it was a good foundation.
We got to like rely on each other and focus on just being married. Because it's like, we couldn't just be like, what do you want to do today? We're like, we're sitting at home all day. Huh? Sorry.
We did tithe too, though.
Yeah.
So even if we had, say we had $100 in our bank account, we would tithe $10.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that. Like, we felt the blessings of that.
Oh, yeah.
Not financially or whatever, but just spiritually.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the one thing you miss the most about being pregnant? I miss the kicks in my belly. That was sweet. I do miss my bump.
You just like being able to go with this.
Yeah, like I miss the pregnancy privilege.
Yeah, I was going to say confidence.
Yeah, I wasn't that confident this time, though.
No.
I was with Ivy. I gained 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Somebody said, how has y'all's marriage been since adding another baby to the family? Do you think we're stronger now, or do you think we've been pulled apart?
No, I don't necessarily think either. I think we're the same kind of as we were before we had him. Because like I said, he's been a really great baby. I feel like he really hasn't added any more stress to us. Right. We don't get quite as much sleep as we did before, but other than that,
I feel like we are stronger. We're not less than we were relationship wise. We might be a little bit more because we are having to rely more on each other as a team to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And we've thankfully have learned how to communicate through the years of being married. And so obviously there's moments that aren't perfect, but for the most, it's just like we communicate with respect.
Yeah. I do want to add.
Yeah.
Like the year after we had Ivy was probably the hardest
on our marriage
ever.
And going through that is like why we're okay now.
Yeah.
And why we know how to manage this better.
Yeah.
Is the communication.
I would say struggled a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
For the year after we had Ivy.
Oh my heavens, he's so cute. He's getting huge, y'all.
Literally.
Ivy was a tiny little nugget, and he is 7 weeks and
huge. For 7 weeks. He's bigger than half of the size of Ivy.
Yeah. Have y'all thought about going into acting? I have. I've always wanted to be an actress since I was little. I know that is one thing I say, like, if Ivy wants to do whatever, like go into theater, play soccer, play softball, whatever. Like, I want her to be able to do it. I think I wasn't able to do those things because it was just too many kids and we didn't have a lot of money and stuff to do things, to pursue things. And with a lot of us and time, it just never would have been able to happen. So now I have thought about it. I've thought about taking some acting classes or something. I'd like to. But then that would like uproot our life a little bit. Say I got a role.
I mean, but when they're like a little bit older, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, like when he gets to Ivy's age, who cares? I was gonna say no, absolutely not. However, I would love to be a stunt double. Like if it was a movie,
you can be my stunt double.
That's not how it works.
You can wear a wig.
That's not how it works. I would like in the movies, like let me be the person riding the dirt bike, driving the race car. Like I would love to do that.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I wish Ian Munzik was an actor, not a singer, because then I could just
twins. This is Hunter's doppelganger.
I could just be a shoe in. Like there's literally nobody else that could do it as good as me. But yeah, he's a singer. And I can't do anything with that, so.
What is something you didn't expect ever having your second?
How large you would be?
Yes. But for me is the amount of stretch marks I've gotten postpartum. Like I didn't even see a whole lot of stretch marks during pregnancy. And then I guess after I like popped like a balloon and started going back down, I'm like, where did you come from?
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
So that is something I didn't expect.
Yeah.
Somebody said, do you ever feel like you get too caught up trying to catch a moment for your socials? No.
No.
We've always been good about that. And that is what, honestly, if you look at our TikTok and Reels and stuff, there hasn't been many since having him because we're just kind of living life.
Living in the moment. We'll be like, dang, we haven't posted in like 4 days.
Yeah. I always would draft some, and so they'd be like 3 days past. And so I'd have one like for just to post every day. And now we haven't filmed much.
Yeah.
So it also helps that we don't film our kids a lot.
Yeah, we don't. We try
like,
not to.
Or
then
nothing's ever just about them.
Right, yeah.
You should film a video of Hunter doing your hair. Fun fact, Hunter knows how to braid. What is the best part of being young parents?
That will still be pretty young when they move out.
I feel like this is a hot take too. Well, people would say like they wait to have kids because they want to enjoy life when they're young and all that and then have kids. I feel like we would mourn that more maybe. Like, you know, you have more you feel like you're losing yourself more because we're doing all those things, independent, all that.
Yeah.
But we never got that. We just got married and we had like 3 years.
Yeah, but we were poor.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't want to say poor, but you know.
But I like having them young. I mean, they're part of our life, and it's just like cool that we're young while they're young. And yeah, I don't know. Okay, what is your favorite thing about each other? Quality, funny, quirk, etc.
Your personality.
What about my personality?
It's just the best.
What is the best about it?
The way that you're doing right now.
How do you think I am?
I mean, you're sweet, kind, funny. You have all the good characteristics, and only like just a few of the bad ones. I thought that was hilarious.
No, that is funny, but what bad ones?
I'm just kidding. I don't really even know, honestly.
Sassy,
I was just joking.
like.
Well, you got that one down.
No, tell me.
Emotional, dramatic.
Okay, here we go. Pour him out. What's a few more? He's smiling.
He's like, don't talk about
my mama. That's my milk mama.
Yeah. No, you're great.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
What's the least thing?
I don't. There isn't anything really.
Nothing?
No, not really.
Yes, there is.
Not really. Well, what's the least thing about me?
That you feel like you don't serve a purpose.
Okay, that's not. That doesn't fit this question.
It does.
It doesn't.
Okay, least thing I like about you right now is your beard.
It's not really the beard; it's the mustache.
It tickles, and then the hair will go. Troll.
I hate when that happens.
Yes. Does it not go in yours?
Yes,
too?
it does all the time.
Just can't do it.
I hate it.
So least thing about me.
Sometimes I wish you were a little bit more independent and confident.
Okay, that's sweet. Because
I love you being dependent on me.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the independent thing, it's the confidence.
Yes. And that can relate into like physical and all
Physical, social, all of it. You would think Devin is just a social butterfly. She ain't. Let me tell you.
I am.
And when you meet us in person, she is. But when we leave, she's like, did I do okay? Was I nice to them?
I just get my head.
Yeah, I know.
That's probably just part of how I was raised. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I don't ever want to be too much.
Like you should just go strut your stuff.
Oh, my favorite thing about you.
Yeah, there's not one. You just started off on the bad things.
Because I was trying to get you to think. My favorite thing about you is I don't even know the word to describe it. I tell you all the time. Like, I just feel so lucky to have you as a husband and then to have you as a dad because you serve us so well. You're selfless because you put us first, like, way above yourself.
Yeah, you're sweet.
It's so true. Like, and that is why I'm so dependent on you because I'm like, you just make me feel better. You never make me feel bad about things. Like, you never dog me, be like, oh my gosh, you've been so lazy today. You literally drop everything at the hat to do anything for me and the kids.
I do my best.
Yeah. And you're just a hunk of burning love. You're so cute.
Thanks, hon.
Even with your beard. What can you say? Are you still feeling led to move? Hot take, hot take.
Ooh.
Okay, right now in the season we're in, we feel like our house is closing in on us.
Yeah.
Because we're here all the time too. But people think we have a huge house.
It's an average size house.
Yeah, it's 1,800 square feet.
Yeah.
It's like perfect for the size of our family right now. We just wish our living space was
a little
bigger.
bigger.
Because it's like the kitchen and living room like combined. So it's like you can't ever be separate. We're all just in the same room all day.
I don't think we'll ever like move like away.
Maybe to a little bit bigger house so we can have like an office space. Or something to where, I don't know, because just working from home, it just kind of gets crampy. But we love our house so much. It's so cozy at the same time.
It's hard to leave.
Yeah. And it's easy having this size of a house, like with kids, because at the night when Ivy's calling, you just walk right there. Like everything's right here together.
Yeah. It's nice not to have to go upstairs.
Yeah.
17 times a night.
Oh, that's a good question. How often do you get one-on-one time? And what feels like enough one-on-one time together? On a trip. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we get one-on-one time between the hours of 8:30 and 10 at night.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And
that's not enough.
It's not enough. No, it won't be enough in this season we're in.
No.
Like, I remember Ivy was 4 months old and we went on our first little 2-day weekend getaway, and that was so nice. But I don't know if we'll be able to do that this time.
Yeah.
Having to, it's just different. What's the best part of being a parent of two? These are good questions.
Yeah, they are. I mean, right now it's still so hard to, because he's 7 weeks old. But I feel like when he gets a little bigger, they'll be able to play together. Yeah, they're going to argue and fight. Yeah, we know all that. But the good moments are going to be good.
Yeah,
I
I agree. Is this officially your last baby? Oh, that makes me sad when he does that. When he does the pout. So Hunter has a appointment in January.
It's just a
A
consult.
consult. So if we don't get preggies before then, if my health wasn't a concern,
Yeah, it's not really the kids.
it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I want to be present for the kids we do have and for Hunter, So that's where it's hard, because this pregnancy was so much harder on my health than the first. And so I'm like, would the third be even worse?
Like, if it got worse, you would just be bedridden the whole 9 months.
The whole time.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
I kept thinking that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like this time.
Okay, guys. Y'all, there's so many good questions.
Of course, you got like thousands of responses. So.
Okay, guys.
Hey, that was me.
What? Oh, Hunter. He asked how you can fit into my schedule.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're a busy working queen. Slay.
Okay, I did see a question that I do want to ask you. Somebody said, does Hunter find social media fulfilling as a job?
Hunter doesn't really do it as a job.
How many times do I want to have to tell you this? I would not be doing this as a job if it were not Hunter and Devin.
Yeah.
Devin doesn't happen without Hunter.
Yeah.
I am me because of you. We
Thanks,
go
hon.
together.
Like peas and carrots.
I don't like peas and carrots. So chocolate chips and cookies.
Okay, I can get down with that ish. Short answer, no. Long answer, no. No, I'm kidding. I try to, but it's hard for me. I have a difficult time with it. The short answer, no. I just don't really see, like, it's fun sometimes, and like I'm thankful that I get to stay home. Like, I don't have to physically go to work. I get to stay home with you and them, and so that's great. But I don't know. I have to try to remind myself, like, this is what God's plan was for us, and I have to remember that we are able to share, the gospel and everything there's a purpose in that. But that's the only fulfillment that I get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it is a proud thing too, because you're used to being the man of the house, you want to be the provider or whatever?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it makes a difference, the job that I had before, because that's a prideful, not in a bad way, but
the firefighter job.
Yeah, so it's you take pride in that.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had to go back to work right now, I wouldn't want to do that. So it's not that I'm stuck on that, because I'm not. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling that I can't really figure out, honestly.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel like God's teaching you in that? Right now? Because we have been talking about this a lot.
I mean, just what I said, there's a purpose in being able to share our lives and the gospel and everything like that online. And
'cause that's
it's nice to be here for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like always present.
Right. Because that's what we've been talking about is when we think of purpose and stuff, a lot of times it's related to a career and something that brings like career, monetary value, all that, but really that's not it at all. Yes, there's things that he has for us in different jobs, callings, all that, but I feel like your purpose is found not in like what you do, but where you are at and how you do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, for me, it's not it's not really monetary because it's not like I was making a lot of money at the fire department.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's
Are
so
you
hard
bored
to.
being home?
Not necessarily bored is not the right word. I just feel like I could be doing something more important. But like then I think about, well, like being here with them and like being a present dad is like probably the most important thing that I could do.
Yeah.
So I have to remind myself of that.
Because that's like what our purpose is now is like raising them.
Right. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. I'm here for you, buddy.
Thanks, Mom.
Love you so much.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed the video,
Give it a thumbs up
Yeah.
or don't.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Toodaloo.